Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we're going to be carrying on with some more Pride of Nations tonight. Do about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Something of that nature. I've not been as active today, really, on the whole content creator side of Razzle Dazzle. As I'm like working 3 days back in my old job and that to help out a bit, so I've just been busy most of the day, to be fair. Doing manual labor. But I've got a glass of wine here, so we're all good. I love wine. Really helps me chill out. Helps me speak smoothly as well. At least I think so. Oh, that's not so good. Well, we'll launch that again. Right. Let's get this party going then. I mean, after all, it is an endured game, so crashes are part of it, really. Okay. I had some comments, actually, in regards to what actually happens should we lose the Crimean War. And none of it is very good. None of it is very, very good there for the Ottoman Empire. There is going to be another war with the Russian Empire at some point in the future as well. I can't remember the year of that one. But again, that one is something we need to avoid. So let's see, can I load game? Right, load previous game. I'd be rather annoyed if it wouldn't let me resume, that'd be kind of awkward. I'm sure it'll be fine. I didn't realise I started as many games here. How you doing there, Tom? Good to have you, my friend. Just trying to get the game going at the moment. I'm only seeing like the Russians there. Let's go back. Resume. Please don't crash. Ah, fantastic. There we go. How you doing, Backup? Good to have you, my friend. Man, I need to learn to play CMNAO again. I just wish it wasn't like saying the alphabet. Okay. I'm still seriously considering going to war with the Egyptians. There's a lot there that we could potentially gain. So we were discussing, I did see a few comments actually relating to how valuable merchant ships are. And I think we really do need to consider building a few additional merchant ships. They're just so good, so good. The fact is it opens us up to different markets, opens other nations up to our own market, which is really good. Now, I do need manufactured goods, and I do obviously need the capital. I mean, they're relatively cheap. It feels like they're not, but they really well, they really are. Let's see. I mean, fairness, let's say. We'll go ahead and order this from this screen over here. It makes it a little bit easier. So I'm going to increase the purchasing to about, well, request about 30 then in total. Okay. Now we do actually have the supply depot being worked on down here. That's going to take 135 days. They're not the quickest built things ever, are they? They really do take a little bit of time. But hey, once it's done, it's done. Cavalry over here. Yeah, I've been really making a mess of the war in Yemen due to the fact that I've just not been able to get the supply down here. In fairness, I could probably do with producing a few more supply units. They're actually fairly cheap. I mean, well, saying that, 8 manufactured goods is not cheap. Yeah, we can only produce them in certain centres. They take 30 days. Well, go ahead and purchase another one. It would be worthwhile to have a logistics train there. Okay. Do I have one here at the ready but I can have sent out? Oh, do you get 2 for the price of 1 then? No, this is actually a pre-existing one then. Okay. Right. We've moved assets over here, haven't we? Okay, that makes sense. Well, 30 days is fine. What I'll do then is I'll have the second one sent down here. Via riverine transportation. So about 3 turns will be there. We finished building the forts over here, and the fort over here as well, which is very nice. So both pre-industrial. If we do have the funds, I'll look towards actually upgrading them. Actually saying that, we do have the industrial fortress upgrade over there. We are extending the fortress over here as well, which is going to be excellent. It's already a size 2 fortress, so when it becomes a size 3 fortress, that's going to be great. I then need to work on actually building up a garrison here as well. That would be very nice. Once we actually have an effectively large garrison, it's still going to eventually fall, but it'll take much, much more to fall. The artillery is probably going to be a very important aspect, but just having the sheer raw powder men is going to be very handy. Thank you very much for that, Tom. I'll share you too. I think you only get like a certain amount of like bits or something like that. I don't know how it works with the bit system, but I appreciate it anyway. Wouldn't have been streaming here if it wasn't for you there, Tom. You managed to spare the moment. Okay. The Russians are at war at the moment, which is something that we do have to bear in mind. Also, they're fighting with the Swedes, and obviously with Iran as well now, which is interesting. Well, sorry, Persia. So in reality, we may face a slightly weakened Russia. I mean, they're going to be weakened to a degree. I don't think it's going to be possible for them to come out of either wars without some losses, or at least some losses, really. Probably the best way to think about it. Though, I look forward to our new overlords. I'm sure the Sultan will laugh heartily as we defeat the Russian armies. I've actually put the tags of this stream as well to ASMR. That's gonna be fun. Okay. And the typing rebellion in China is gonna be very interesting. I do need to actually purchase some books on that actual event, but it's really, it'd be really interesting read, I can imagine. I mean, can you imagine the alternate history had the typing... At least I think it's the Taiping Rebellion. At least had that actually been successful, and there would have been... I mean, the guy there, like... I mean, he thought himself the brother of Jesus, and it's like, okay. Very interesting. So you can see that the Russians have just taken up Sala. So they are advancing upon Stockholm. Now, Stockholm's going to be really like the barometer of how effective fortresses really are. Now that looks like a pre-industrial fortress, I'd imagine. But it is indeed a city, and it will obviously have a garrison. So it'd be very interesting, really, to take a look at how effective forts are and how they work. I can remember a game I played a while ago when I was playing as Prussia, and fighting against Belgium. And it's like, yeah, they are like kind of bloody tough. They do take a bit of a pounding, really. Which, yeah... It's to be expected, I suppose, isn't it, really? Yeah, well. Okay. Interestingly enough, the Russians seem to have... Do they have control? Yeah, Russia has military control here at the moment. The Swedes have military control over here, supposedly, which is interesting. But the Russians are making good gains. They are really... But it's good to see that the AI is actually taking advantage of these. I do wonder why they actually declared the war. But then again, Russia is very powerful. So if they can, they will. We'll see how that could affect them in the future. Okay, some additional forces have arrived over here, so we do have some militia. If I could get some supply over here, it would be awesome. Right. This is my transport. I don't think I can carry something as heavy as that. I do need additional transport, to be fair. Thank you very much for that, Tom. That's an amazing icon. Look at the Irish. Okay, you'll be ready in about 14 days. Well, when you're ready, which is going to be next term, we can have you moved over there. But that's appreciated there, Tom. I know how much you love Pride of Nations. I do hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, so the French are trading down here now. Your request to buy manufactured goods in Germany has been cancelled. We did buy some manufactured goods from from Great Britain. I almost said Japan for some reason. Netherlands as well. Which is exactly what I need there. That's fine. Manufactured goods has increased in price. That's £5 per unit, unfortunately. A little bit more expensive, but not that bad, really. What I'll do then... I wonder what the real big gain here. I suppose, then again, we can actually look at that. So, merchant ships. Now, these guys have the tiny merchant ship, while these guys have the tiny merchant ship. Merchant efficiency of 20. Merchant efficiency of 10. Though, range 1. I mean, obviously, that's the weapons. Let's see. Movement ocean. Speed coefficient. Oh, say. Okay, so these guys are slower. Yeah, these guys are just faster, aren't they? Yeah. 4 ships in here. 5 ships, yeah. We'll go with these clippers. They are better anyhow, aren't they? Though apparently I can't yet afford them. I'd love to see these warships, though. These wooden screw battleships, actually. Technology has since advanced. Yeah, that's impressive. So we have 1 ship here, 1 ship of the line, and that's 1,000 men there. Impressive piece of kit. Battleship 1850 to 1870. So then just in their heyday, really. At least the screw battleships are. The thing is, it's like they are very much the ships that you would have seen like Admiral Nelson commanding. But they're a little bit bigger. Better armed. And of course, the introduction of screws. Eventually, we'll see like paddle steamers and yeah, even steam-driven ships of a line, which is interesting. But I believe they all did have, well, still have sails. Okay. I wonder why I can't build it. Oh no, I can't build it at Constantinople there. Just couldn't quite see it. Oh, that's interesting then. So these guys can be built at these other ports. So I imagine it must have to do with the port size over here, the naval base size. Well, you can only be built over here. That is interesting. River squadrons, river transports. I mean, these river squadrons would be quite nice, actually. These gunboats. Transport squadron. How much of these? 240. It might be worth to start building some more in the future, actually. River transports would be very nice, too. But what I'm going to go for then is we're going to start, well, that's 900, 270 days. It is a long time though, isn't it? I suppose it is worthwhile. We'll go with the quality. We'll go with the quality. Okay. Cereals back to Baghdad. Sorry, Constantinople, nitrates, iron, wool, all good stuff, all good stuff. Okay, we do have our militia moving down out here. We do see the Persian armies over here. And the thing is, it'd be rather intriguing, because depending on what the Russians do to the Persians, we might be able to take advantage of them as well, which would be very nice. Okay, have you garrison? There's the main body. I'm going to have their main body head to Baghdad. They can garrison the city of Baghdad. Right. So we'll have additional supply moving down here as well, which is very nice. We're looking at yet 120 days, so a good few turns there. Our forces are trying to make it back over here, but it just takes such a long time. The supply situation is just grotesque. Okay. You can go into garrison. Keep you safe. Okay. We do still have 5 diplomats, so I'm going to go ahead and send out some diplomats to the other great nations of this world. Send diplomats out to Great Britain, try to get something going there. I could pledge local support here at the moment. How you doing there, Peter? Good to have you as always, my friend. But we've already sent out our state visit, so we'll go ahead and send one out to France. to Austria. It is worthwhile having good relations with these powers. To Japan as well would be rather interesting. I suppose it would be, yeah, we'd have the Emperor, we'd have the Shogun, yeah. So the Emperor Komei, and we have Shogun Tokugawa Yoshi. To the Prussians, we sent a diplomat. We'll stick with that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and check out the situation in Sweden, then. Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? And we have learned the basic principles of the Suez Canal. We've now begun. Okay. See, I'd love to... I still need rail lines. Hello, we completely understand how to harness the possibility of transportation and infrastructure. Have we finally got what we need here? Suez Canal. I'd be super interested if I could actually build the Suez Canal, but I don't know how that one works. Right. I'm not saying there's a researchable... Transportation. Oh, I see. So that'll right, okay. I don't think we have access to rails yet. No. Boo. Yep. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Russians do here. It looks like they have some sort of force over here. But the thing is, like, they are gaining advantage of the Swedish cities and the Swedish industry in this time. Their rail lines are coming on. Let's see. So capital is rising, which is very good. Honestly, money's increasing too. Yeah, we're earning from the actual merchant fleets, which is very good. I think this is it. I think we need to invest in a very large merchant navy. It is probably the key to success, really, for the most part. Considering that all the great nations have a very large merchant fleet. And even if they aren't such a great nation in terms of raw military power, at least having that economic power is very attractive. Like, look at the Dutch. The Dutch do very well. Obviously, they do have a very large colonial empire. But we can be like the Dutch. Has Commodore Perry visited Japan yet? You know what? I can't remember what year it is, but he does indeed visit Japan for a very friendly visit. Potentially. I'll tell you guys what, but I'm quite happy. Like, I got sent out some miniatures from Timecast models the other day. So it's like I've got a few Cold War US forces, which is really awesome. I think I'm gonna get some more actually. But yeah, I'm really tempted to like go get like an M1 Abrams like company because they look. The M1 Abrams is such a cool looking tank. Like to my right, I've got 4 Shermans with a 76mm gun. I've got 2 M3 half tracks with a 50 cals. I've got 2 Centurions. I've got an M8 Greyhound. I've got a T-54, I've got an M1 Abrams, and then I've got 2 T-35s, 6 T-26s, 3 T-34s, 4 KB-1s. I've got a lot of stuff on my desk. I mean, on my desk in front of me, I've got 5 T-54s and another Centurion. I've got a Conqueror as well that I need to build, but the thing is, like, the Conqueror didn't come with the actual turret, unfortunately, so that's being sent out in the post at the moment. Yeah, so the stack of miniatures is slowly but surely building up. Will be to the miniature collector. I just need to pick up some new brushes at the moment, to be fair. Okay. Right, the Russians are moving through here. Yep, the Taiping Rebellion is... Ooh, okay. So the Russians are moving on to Tabriz, it seems. The Russians moving into Sweden. Oh dear. That's kind of scary, because the thing is, it's like, well, why wouldn't the Russians potentially declare war upon us now? I mean, if they're bold enough, they could do it. And I don't know what our recourse would be then. I really don't know how that could go. Because we're not... I mean, obviously the Crimean War, at least we'd have potentially British and French support. Which is actually quite a major thing here. But if we were to fight the Russians alone, we'd definitely lose. Over time, but we'd definitely lose. Okay. Ah, look at the Prussians building more rail lines. Greedy gets. They should share. Telecommunications as well. Ah. Yeah, look at that. I'm jealous of the Austrians. They've got a good rail line. I mean, once they connect that up, then they're going to be in a very good position. Sardinia, Piedmont doing very good. Papacy doing well enough. Two Sisters doing well enough. I've played a little bit of the Russians into End All Wars, actually. It's really kind of strange. Like, you think as Russia you're going to have, like, these massive armies. And you do. But it's like, it feels harder than the Central Powers due to the fact that you don't have... You're not commanding your ally as well, are you, really? Right, been buying a decent amount of manufactured goods. Sold some tea to Britain. That's a nice amount of happiness there. Yeah, look at that. So 11 state funds, 4 this turn from the merchant fleet, 16 here. The fact is, it's like this is every quarter, so this is like every few months, really, which is impressive. Okay, some of these population centers are a little bit unhappy, but I couldn't care less. Dye cereals here. Okay, this has been finished off, which is great. We completely understand how to harness the possibilities of Livingston explores the source of the Nile. Why do I have French troops over here? What the hell are the French up to? Not going to question it, because I can't challenge France. I wish somebody would build this Suez Canal, though. That'd be really handy to actually get down to my assets down here. Right, okay. At least we'll have supply here shortly. These troops are just withering on the vine at the moment. Do I have any reinforcements I could send them? I do have some forces out here. They do have a little bit of supply. But once we do have additional supply, I can go relieve the column over here, or the columns, bring them fresh supply, and then carry the war into Yemen. We should be able to defeat Yemen then. Also, not Tabriz, Tehran. The city holds at the moment is a pre-industrial fortress. They've thrown a lot into this. It does make me wonder what the Russians are going to gain from this in the end. Like, what land are they going to take? What could they take? What could they extract from these nations? So as it goes, we only have the rebels over here. To be fair, actually, what we're going to do then, considering there's another supply ready, I'm going to have these guys actually, Right, okay, so we'll disembark there. I could potentially have the fleet bombard, but I don't think that's required. Okay. I mean, it's one of these situations, isn't it? Like, once we actually get the supply in there, we're really golden. It wouldn't be very good to lose those men, though. But I mean, the forces down here, they put up a good fight. I think it's one of these really is teaching us how to actually play the game. We have to respect the fact that, yeah, supply is paramount. If you don't have the logistics, then, sorry, sir, but you do not operate. You can really see how the British would have been defeated in Afghanistan due to these sort of circumstances. It's like if you don't have the logistics and if you don't have secure lines to actually get the logistics there, etc., it is difficult. Like, you do need fresh men as well. I mean, ideal we get through a couple of turns today. That'd be quite nice. Okay, whoa. Another city falls there to Russia and Sweden. The Swedes are not having a good time. Wow, okay. That's a good land. So got, I think it's like modern-day Gothenburg, isn't it, or something like that. I used to know a girl from there, actually. They're, like, really big into football, which is weird. Oh, dear. Yeah, China's going to hell in a tin hat at the moment. Sweden's pretty buggered. Like, they are losing a lot there. That's going to really screw the Swedish economy. I mean, the Russians are powerful. For them to be simultaneously waging war in, like, two nations, it's not even a really easy task to fight one. So obviously you got one over there in, well, the North, Scandinavia, then you got, like, Persia. It's like, there's some distance there. Okay, so the French aren't interested. Prussia is not interested. Austria and Japan did not even reply. Amazing. Oh, interesting. I don't think the Taiping Rebellion is doing too great. These regions have been pillaged at the moment. I've not seen any regions, sorry, any centres under Taiping control under the Heavenly Kingdom. I can't believe it. I mean, China's truly colossal. Absolutely colossal. Yeah, so Stockholm still holds at the moment. Västergötland still at the moment. But the Russians are definitely cutting a swath through Sweden. I do not envy them, do not want to really be enjoying that. Right, the rebels have joined it with a rebel nation. Oh. We can ignore that. Seems to be some sort of, yeah, some sort of errors if I click onto that. I suppose it's the, yeah. It does not want me to look at that. It seems to be like, I don't know, strange. Okay. Yeah, these Abyssinian warbands are annoying. Horse-powered grain mower. Okay, so additional supply has at last arrived. So you can remain behind. You can march on here. It's going to still be 43 days. Which is a long time. But the good news is at least... Well, to be honest, I could probably do with sending them in here, but at least they can actually go and probably grab some supply. 90 days until the supply depot is ready. These guys are making their way down there as well, so they're going to have to arrive there. Some forces belonging there to Hejaz, however you want to pronounce it. Right, superb. So supply has finally arrived. So these guys just need to reorganize and then we'll be good to go. French troops are still here for some reason. Do not ask why. Yeah, these are the largest forts. I mean, that's a big one, at least. $240 days yet. Difficult. Okay, so we're looking at quite a few more days yet. Interesting, we can actually see some of the actual aspects here. Yeah, transportation efficiency, resource availability modifier. Interesting. To be fair, what I can do here then is go over here to economic structures. So we have a vineyard being constructed in Nirvana, tobacco in Adrianople, which is very good. Yeah, Varna over here. So we're looking at probably a couple... Yeah, 105 days, 105 days. At least by that point, I can actually stop buying wine from the French, as we'll produce our own. And the good news is we'll have the ability potentially to sell surplus to other nations as well, which would be very nice. I wonder if the French are planning on helping the Persians out. yeah, I suppose it could be like, oh, what do you call them now? Military observers. But I can't blame them. It'd be interesting to see how they would fight out there. I mean, the thing is, it's like, how long are these wars actually going to go on? To be honest, it's like I'm going to be really quite interested to actually see what happens. I don't think I've really seen a war come to an end in Pride of Nations. I don't think I've really played long enough beforehand. So it is going to be extremely interesting. Okay. Do the Persians hold out? It seems they do a little bit longer. Interesting development down here in the south of China. Yeah, don't worry about the black screen, it's just because I'm like, tapped out at the moment. I'm just looking at this at the moment. I'm looking like... I mean, I'd like to get some Americans, but I'd like to actually try and, like, war game the Korean War as well. That'd be super interesting. Like, ugh, can't wait. And the fact is, like, having the Americans there from the Korean War, I suppose you could get them to probably last a little bit longer as well. The end of the Crimean War was scripted along with the Russo-Turkish War in 1876, so you might not get a real peace deal experience. Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough, really. At least we'll get to see what happens to Persia and Sweden, really. Though the Persians are doing well. They're doing better than the Swedes at the moment. Okay. Well, they've joined up with the Egyptian nation, okay. Yeah, they're taking hits. I could probably do with buying some replacements, to be fair. It's just so expensive. That seems about right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not too far away from St. Petersburg, is it, really? They already own Finland, so probably it's the best time that they could be at war with the Swedes. They're not going to go too far, really. If you lose too quickly, you get the Treaty of San Stefano. I mean, that's no good. It'd be interesting to be the Russians and enforce it. Russia has banned child work. They're going to be using the Swedes instead, that's why. Okay. Well, that's not good. That's super not good. Fudge. Okay. Well, that's really not good. Okay. This situation just gets worse. Right, well, we'll have you just stay in the city until you can actually just recoup. And then we'll move you out there. To Yemen, really. Sand is speaking your mind. Yeah, basically, isn't it? Oh, good God. Oh, such a great saying that. There's a God, there's a film there. I can't remember the name of the actual film. I think I spoke to Tom about it once, actually. But basically, it's about the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, and I can't remember the name of the unit. But it's about a single tank and its crew, really. They obviously get separated. And it's really about their experiences out there in Afghanistan. It's really interesting film. Really interesting film. I wish I could remember it now. But it's very cool. Really enjoyed it. Beast of War, that's it. Corrupt Dog's on it, like a... I don't know, like something that moves fast. Like a rat up a drain pipe. That's one of my favourite ones, rat up a drain pipe. Okay. The sand belongs to the Turks indeed. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking at the moment as well, guys. So, like, let's see. I can really, really love... I think the BTR 60s are just so cool. So I'm like kind of tempted to get some BTR 60s. But I'm kind of looking towards like the actual US. It's like I got sent out one of these M1 Abrams. So I'm kind of tempted to get like an actual proper company in back. So I'd only need like 9 more of them. But I'm tempted to get like the actual company pack. That'd be kind of cool. I get some nice packs in here, to be fair. Yeah, you get like a nice mix as well. You can actually ask for a mix, which is cool. But yeah, I'm tempted to get that. I kind of want some sweet Soviet stuff. Kind of cool. Okay, Russia has been the subject of province local support from Austria. Okay. Okay. Jeez, look at the value of gold. Just crazy. Right. We're in a difficult position here. Like, are these guys the same? Yes, they are. Well, that solves my problem. Yeah, this situation is getting kind of poor. We need to go back here and retake this. Otherwise, we are kind of buggered. We do have our forces out here, so at least we do have some relief that is going to arrive. That would take 32 days. The issue is I don't have the riverine transportation. I could do again some riverine transports down here in the Red Sea. That would be superb. I think these guys could probably go with like a conservative attack, just wear them down, see what the resistance is like. Okay. Yeah, the Russians must be all over Sweden at the moment. I mean, the thing is, they're not taking cities, so that's a positive thing. Yeah. There's a few fortresses in Sweden, so at least they have that going for them. I mean, islands are bloody irritating. The fact that we have to go and deal with rebels on the, well, in the Aegean Islands. Pain in the arse. Right, Fort extension is 210 days. There's not too terribly much here to go over in these singular turns, because we're, like, kind of just waiting to, like, accrue funds and just build it up, really. So I'm just trying to get it through a few turns here so we can get to 1852. Yeah, the Russian steamroller. Just take up the island, yeah. Something like that, hey? Dun 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 dun. Hmm. I mean, it's one of these things, isn't it? Overall, the Swedish misfortune and the Persian misfortune is our gain. So I'm not going to complain about that. They kind of had it coming by being bordered with by being burdened. Bordered. Bordered, yeah. Bordered with Russia. Words. English hard. Dun 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 dun. So I've been playing a lot of Crusader Kings 2 at the moment. It's kind of disappointing, folks. I've been playing the Carolingian Empire. The thing is, it's like I had my last ruler, my last emperor, was Emperor Clovis the Confessor. But the issue is, it's like the guy, he got cancer at a young age. I think it was only about 20-something. And obviously gets a trade for cancer. And the guy lived to about 60-something, maybe about 68. So quite a long time. But the thing is, it's like, he was eventually cured of his cancer. But the thing is, it made him a eunuch. And, yeah, so it was kind of difficult, because then it's like the actual Carling dynasty, it kind of died. Like, because all my other siblings kept dying due to plagues. So it's like, when Clovis the Confessor died in around 930 AD, something of that nature, there was nobody left of the dynasty who could actually inherit the empire. So it's kind of sad. Kind of sad. I mean, I turned the option on to allow you to, like, continue to carry on as another dynasty, just because it's like, well, why would you not? I mean, it's kind of sucky if you can't do anything about stuff like that. Yeah, it's a shame, though. It's like, I really need to learn how to encourage, like, cadet branches of the dynasty and, like, well, dynasty, whatever you want to call it. And, like, really, like, learn. Just get kids. Like, I just kept having daughters. Like, each of my actual rulers would just have daughters, and it's like, the thing is, it's like, it's great, but the thing is, it's like, I couldn't always get a matrilineal marriage. It, like, wouldn't give me the option most of the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really feeling like how the dynasty is kind of dying off here. Like, it created a lot of other, like, cadet branches, but just none of them lived either, which is irritating. Where did he have kind of... I know, right? Poor guy. But it lived a long time. It was a really good emperor. It's like, under his reign, it's like I got... actually, I got the vast majority of Britain under Carolingian control. Like, about 50% of Ireland and about, I don't know, like 67%, like all of Scotland, and maybe about 80% of England. And then, yeah, 50% of Ireland. So, like, really well, actually. Would it be really interesting? But the thing is, it's like, then the throne passed on to another dynasty, to a young ruler who was only about 20-something. But the thing is, it's like, he died then. Like, he then died. So I'm now playing somebody else. I'm playing, like, a child of another dynasty. And the thing is, it's like, I'm getting, like, Imperial Decadence each time. And, like, when you get Imperial Decadence, it's like, obviously, things like, hit the wall, really. Things get worse. So, yeah, it's kind of awkward. It's like, I've got a number of vassal kings under me. So it's like, I've got the King of Scotland, the King of West Francia, Middle Francia, West Francia, Aquitaine, Italy. There's a few hive chieftains of, like, Bohemia and, like, those other lands, of Saxon lands. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. I kind of want to get myself, like, the Crown of England, just so I can have, like, all the like, actual kingdom there. Like, England's really quite powerful. Okay, anyway, enough about that. So after the offensive of Persia. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, okay. So the Persians are actually fighting back. That's actually really quite interesting. I'm happy about that. Go Persia. I wanted to like CK2, but the ranks of royalty kept confusing me. I mean, we're fighting. It's like, if you have the bigger army with good stuff in it, you're doing pretty good. Have you tried Knights of Honor? I've actually not. I've not heard about it either. It's a good game. Like, give me the premise of the game, if you don't mind. I don't know what that does. We are selling a lot now, which is very good. And the good news is it's like we are getting like cash coming in, which is excellent. Right, we need to put these rebels down. Once we do that, we are good. We've got enough now, we've got enough power in there now to actually be able to take care of it. I just need the supply. I need the supply down there. That's going to be 45 days, which isn't too long now. An alternate TCK tune away from 2004. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the thing is like I don't put a juice supply down here, so it's really kind of difficult. At least if I can produce supply over here, then it's a lot less travel time. I'll build another one in Yemen, then. Okay. I might stop buying the manufactured goods for the time being. Yeah, I'm going to stop buying them. Considering the fact I'm not using it at the moment, it's probably for the best. How long until the vineyard? 60 days, okay. Tobacco as well. Late November, not long now to actually make it into 1852. This is an excellent game. It's just a shame. I don't know. I think it's one of these of like maybe if they made the turns like 30 days, then could be better. But it's like something I suggested on the forums like a long while ago, maybe like 2 years or something like that. If that, it's like they should make the turns like variable, like in as we're playing now, when you're on a war. It should be about 30 days, but then it's like you should have the option of where, when you are at war, you could have it like changed down to 15 or 7 days or something like that. Which I think would give you the ability to fight wars without removing too much of the player's control. But then obviously having the option to go back up to like 15 or 30 days would be quite good. Just because then obviously if you're like fighting against a nation where you're absolutely going to win, at least you're not having to waste your time. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it'd be good to see how the Feudal Glory Empire sort of engine could handle a game like this. Because I bet it could. I bet it could. And that'd be cool. Maybe like a better looking one, but that'd be super sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Now I have to go ahead and check that out, actually. Sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to producing our own wine. That'd be great. I think this is it. We need to like look at what we are producing, what we're what we're purchasing really. I need more technology. Once we get the technology, then at least I can start to like build new industry. Until that point, it is difficult for us due to the fact that, well, we're going to get progressively further behind. And that gap is going to increase exponentially as obviously the time for these advances decreases as well. Okay. Yeah, manufactured goods there, still 5 per unit. Okay, not as much earned this time, but it's still like each turn we are earning that. So it will stack up, which is excellent. Monetary unions. Currency regulation. Fair enough. Give me the railroads. Give me the railroads, not loads. Right, okay, we do have a decent amount of capital now. The question comes down to what the hell do we spend it on? Yeah, okay, so it looks like the Persians are going to be on the back foot again. But they did manage to retake Tabriz, actually. So, congratulations to them. I mean, is now the time that we begin to build up. The thing is, it's like, I can have militia corps. Which are probably alright. I mean, the militia corps would be brilliant probably in something like this. It's just like, you need a lot of men, they don't have to be particularly well trained. As once they're behind defences, they're alright. Yeah, fortress artillery. I can't build it here, is that because it's expanded? Can I even move? Or, like, because if I move it here, then in place guns, okay. These guns are in place, batteries that can't be moved outside the region. Yeah, that ain't super good. Smooth bore cannon. Does that actually tell you the caliber? Oh, 12 gun. Are the Russians taking any real casualties? I'll go ahead and take a look in a moment then. Cavalry division. It could actually be worthwhile investing in our own army, but it's a, I mean, this is it. It's like, it's a difficult thing because we really don't have the ability to compete with Russia. So it's like, is it worth competing with Russia? Okay, Russia. Ooh, okay, so they've lost so far 92,950 men, which is actually quite substantial. The morale's still alright. I mean, the morale's not going to crack anytime soon. Yeah. Like, the only one that it looks like I could beat Japan, but that's not really like a massive deal at this time. Sardinia Padamon could give us a run for our money. Like, Sardinia Padamon is probably the only guys that we could actually maybe take on who would be on par. I mean, investing in coastal artillery could be really worthwhile. Yeah. Well, you have coastal artillery, which is good. I don't think you have anything, do you? Kind of covered over here, isn't it? It seems. Hard to say what to save up for. French, oh no, that's Romanian. Sorry, I thought it was French for a moment. Wallachian. It's just when you zoom out, it kind of looks like white here. I'm thinking like, what the hell are the French doing? Oh, the Russians are over here as well now? Oh god, yeah. Jeez. The Russians are all over Scandinavia, yeah. The Russians probably wouldn't naval invade if Sevastopol was being contested and the British Navy was here. Yeah, I mean, that's the big if, isn't it, really? Like, if they're here. So we still have some time before the war begins. I don't know. It probably is worth investing in men, really, isn't it? Now, if we take a look over here then, we've only got 13,000 men for the actual garrison, 64 cannon. Granted, we actually do have an enlarged garrison due to these, well, the commander here, which is excellent. I'm really glad he's here, actually. Yeah, tactician of Elan. So with these men in here as well, we do have 44,000. I mean, obviously the cavalry is kind of useless. So in fairness, I should probably take the cavalry out and have it sent elsewhere. Could have the least lucky tax. Yeah, that would be really rough. So I don't know how strong that force is, but it looks like it probably have like. So it's got a division in there, it's got a brigade in there, it's got a corps in there, a couple other brigades as well. So certainly no pushover. I don't know why I can't build it in here. I might just have to wait for them to finish construction over here. We might have to go about modernizing the Turkish army. have them head to Constantinople, to the capital. I think what we need to do then is consolidate the military assets that we do have. Really look at what is possible. And then see what we need. But I imagine lots of cannon would certainly not go miss. Okay, you can begin an attack. Because yeah, we're out of supply already now. You still got to supply, but we need supply. In 30 days we'll have a supply depot. So at least we'll have that. I'll be quite happy when we do get that. I wouldn't worry about the Russians breaking through those fortified mountains. Well, I mean, this is it really, isn't it? I think in the Caucasus and in, obviously, like, the region of Kars and, obviously, Anatolia, we can probably get away with the fortifications, like, slowing them down. Like, I still need to reinforce the garrisons, but yeah, like, the Balkans is really quite a difficulty, we'll say. We still have some good terrain there, it's just... yeah. The forts aren't as strong, and obviously, yeah, well, the terrain isn't as good as mountains. It's hard to beat mountains, let's be bloody real. I suppose it comes down to, like, what is it worth then as the Ottoman army? Well, as the Imperial Ottoman army. I'd say the best bet is probably invest in cannon. Really. At least then, depending if we're fighting the right terrain, it might very well come down to just having a superior amount of firepower, really. I don't know really how much of a difference the amount of cannon could make in this time period, but I imagine it'd be worthwhile. I mean, cannon just gets better anyway, doesn't it? So, probably worthwhile. Now, if only we had the machine gun. Okay, the battle there. And they were only taught to attack conservatives, to be fair. If the AI uses, still uses Doom stacks. Yeah, well, that's true. 3,000 cannons rolling up in Moscow. Oh, dear. Okay. Look at that. The French actually have territory under their direct control over here now. Lucky them. Okay, so population satisfaction is increasing. Like, we're doing well here. Obviously, we do have a large amount of private capital coming in. Jesus. Like, at least we do have a little bit more supply, which is great. I need to drive them out here, just retake the situation. 15 days until we have a supply depot, so at least we have that. So I don't really need that. Yeah, you can see supply stocks there, 164 out of 125 apparently. It's been a struggle down there. Continues to be so as well, which is difficult to deal with. Have I received any different technology yet? No. I mean, maybe investing in shipbuilding isn't a particularly bad idea. And the manufactured goods and the prestige really is quite nice. It is extremely expensive though. I am tempted to upgrade the fortress in Constantinople. I think it is worthwhile given that fact, well, we lose that. I'll upgrade the fortress in Constanza. Plevna. Roll out those upgrades there, really. It's a lot of cash that we spend there. Well, it's a lot of assets that we spend there. Not huge amounts, but it's still a decent commitment. But I think it's worthwhile to make sure that we have the fortresses there. Hello there, I'm Duke. How does this game compare to Victoria 2? Well, very similar approach. Like, at the moment I'm using the Victoria 2 soundtrack. They've got a very similar sort of idea, but it's like the way they approach said ideas. Similar yet different, really. Hard to describe. Like, I'd say Pride of Nations definitely has the greater complexity. But it's hard to say. It's like, they are very similar. They're both good games. Victoria 2 does play better due to the fact that it doesn't take a millennia to actually play through a couple decades, really. But Pride of Nations really does have a very interesting economic model. It's hard to say, really. They're both... Each one of these where you probably have to experience the game really to sort of get like a feel for it. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it. It's like there's no right, real one way to describe it. You play a decade in Pride of Nations, you play a decade in real life, yeah. Oh god, you're not wrong, are you, really? Well, Victoria 2 is really fun. Like, Victoria 2 is like... There's a ton of mods out there. It's really easy to play. Like, I can play out an entire game in a single night. Well, in a single day, really. That does take a few hours. But I enjoy that game. There's a lot you can do there. Yeah, Vic is probably easy to get into. Yeah, it really is way quicker. And the populations are really quite... Well, population dynamic is really quite good there, too. Like, you don't see the population as much in this one as you do with Victoria 2. Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it, really? Okay, so the Prussians have gone to war against the Dutch. How you doing there, kangaroos? Good to have you, my man. Indeed, so the Prussians are now at war with the Dutch. I can't blame them. Okay, entrepreneurs abound. Yeah, gems are great. Damn the British. It'd be really interesting to play as the British just to see what it is like to actually have a massive empire. I think I've heard about the Pax Britannica game. God, there's some really awesome board games out there. I'm going to try and get a hold of some board games. Like, there's one covered in Operation Barbarossa. Well, and obviously, like, I think it just covers Barbarossa. I don't know if it covers, like, later on in the war as well, but it's like an entire, like, board game, and it's like, it looks great. I wish I remember the name of it now. Never really played, like, a war game. Well, a war board game? I don't know, I guess just call it a war game, really. I thought the British were tough to play. Their colonies really take a lot of money. Yeah, well that's it, isn't it, really? I can imagine it'd be really interesting to play. I might have to give them a go at some point in the future. I think after the Ottomans, maybe the French. I'd invest B-Head. Case Blue. It might be Case Blue I'm thinking of. Maybe. I'll give it a quick Google. But there's some really awesome ones out there, and I'd really like to give it a go, really. I mean, this is it. There's really not much... Yeah, wow, look at that. Look at that. That is sexy. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like you can't really command this sort of number of men, well, divisions in other sorts of games. It really is like it really is the domain of the board game, isn't it, really? But that's pretty cool. I'll have to see if I can try and get a hold of something like that. A campaign for North Africa. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? But this is the advantage of the internet. You can find people with similar interests that you normally wouldn't, which is awesome. Okay, Bloody Yemeni pirate. We've re-established control over here. We do have a little bit of supply coming out, which is excellent. It doesn't look as if there's any ripples there to the south, so what I'm going to do is send out some, well, I think we need to wait, don't we? We need to, like, well, reorganize. Though, size 1 city, I think they do produce supplies. Okay, the depot's finally finished over here, which is amazing. So I think what I'm going to do then is, 9 supply, 38 supply, okay, oh really, keep us going. Okay, you're going to head back over there, go pick up some additional supply, really. In fact, I might as well send both. Yeah, send them both. Get them in there. Need to resupply, really. Yeah, I mean, once I get the supply situation sorted, we are good to go. Okay, capital markets, investment banks. Give me the rails. Don't care about nothing but the rails. But yeah, I reckon probably the French. Like, the French is probably like a... They are a large power. But they're not the supreme power. So you do have somebody to actually face against, which is interesting. Yeah, it'd be something to take a look at, really. Something definitely to take a look at. Past of the Italians. It's incredible. Yeah, the campaign for North Africa. That looks sweet. Get that. Even comes for a child. Somebody, well, I mean, this is it. I mean, Epstein's gone, but somebody has to carry on, I suppose. That's pretty cool. Ah, oh, besides that box. Ah, oh, that's a big ass box. Sweet. Jeffrey will be on that. Okay, so we did achieve a victory there, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, the detailed. Well, the detail really makes it. It's one of these things, it's like, if you like it, you like it, but if you don't, that's fine. But it's like, it is nice to have that option for that complexity to be there. That's very good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out some board games, really. Yeah, I mean, this is what's going to be nice about one of the East 2, really, is like having. I just think it's like. I don't know, I'd like to see. I mean, this is it. It's like I'd have liked to see a One of the West game that was as playable as one of the East. And it is like. Right, isn't it? I mean, this is the fact. It's like. The West makes sense of like how slow things are, because, well, this is it, you're playing in an area where the logistics are, for the most part, superb compared to that of the Eastern Front. You're playing with forces that are quite mechanized. Yeah, it's one of these, isn't it? Lots of air power. I remember the days of giant board games like D-Day and Europa Universalis. Yeah, one pump on the table. Oh dear. Yeah, those tutorials are old now, aren't they? I'm never really that good at doing tutorials. I might have to go back and revisit it one day. I looked at playing Japan. I was interested in this game, but I was told Japan does almost stuff for 20 years. Yeah, it's a shame, really, that, isn't it? Like, you can start in, like, 1880, but even then. I mean, it actually is the Victoria 2 soundtrack. I'm just literally playing it over. Like, Pride Nations has, like, a really good soundtrack, but it's, I think it's, copyrighted. I can't remember. It's one of these things, it's like I go for the soundtracks so I know aren't copyrighted, so when I do upload it on the actual channel, I don't get screwed. My war game... Oh, I've heard about, Kriegspiel. I've heard about that, actually. It's pretty awesome. Look at you, you lucky son of a bitch, having a gaming group, you lucky SOB. Ah. I'd love to take a look at that, dude. That's awesome. Let's take a look at the picture. I hope you... Ah, look at that. Ah. Ah. That's hot. Yeah, that is hot. Ah, dreams. Dreams. You guys are gonna make me old before my time, I swear to God. Yeah, no, that's sweet. Okay. You all said the Heavenly Kingdom is making some progress now. Yeah. Oh yeah, but actually starting to kick off in a big way now. I really want to see what happens with them. must be hard to play the British because you got like, so many colonies out there. That's cool. I remember you telling me about that one, Tom. That sucked. Didn't you have like a massive visual coal or something? There we go, 11. Only 2 this time round. It's a shame. Ah, there we go. We're gonna have vineyard and our tobacco field. Awesome. Okay, what I can do then is I can stop buying the wine. I will produce my own. Yeah, Jesus is proper in charge. God, I just want to see like an alternate like reality where he succeeded. That'd be crazy. That'd be absolutely crazy. Did I miss something? Like what? France has declared war against Russia. Great Britain has declared war against the Russian Empire. Have I missed something here? Is it 80? Oh God, is it time? Oh God! Oh God! I thought it was 1854 for some reason. No, it's 1852. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. At least the French and the British have joined us. Ah, shit. We're still good. Still good. Okay. Still good. But the fact is they're at war with the Swedes and Persia still, so we got that going. Shit. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Oh, God. Wooden corvettes, okay. I suppose we've got to put the fleet too. I'm going to have to amass a fleet. We'll have to amass our forces. I suppose it's a good job it started massing our men in Constantinople as well. Yeah, I mean, this is it. At least we got their help. Maybe somebody else may join. It historically happened in 53, but I think it's on a... Oh, God. Oh, good God. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the fact that it's come early just as we start. Then again, I suppose we're in late January. God damn. Well. Now it begins. How you doing there, Doomsday? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, we're gonna have the column move north, I guess. Doesn't make a massive difference. Russia captured the mission in Qatar? Ah, the Russians! So is the bloody Russians, isn't it? Bloody Russians. Shall fulfill the French become the protector. Yeah. Okay, guys, I mean, like, what do I do here? Hung will cannon take 40 days. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, steal the Russian rails. I think what we do is raise cannon. Well, what numbers do we have at the moment, then? So, obviously, in this army over here, it's 35,000 men. 28,000 there, yeah, we don't have a huge amount of men. We do have another army over here in Sarajevo, I think. Yes. Got to converge in the capital. I mean, this is it. The fortresses are being expanded, which is rail propelled, indeed. Yeah, it's not that long really. Since it started building, it's not been ready. Still 135 days over here, but at least we have it, so we'll see what happens. Well, a massive fleet, amass the army. I think I'm going to purchase new cannon. I know it is a lot of cannon, but I think we really need a lot of cannon if we're going against the Russians. I mean, that is like 64 cannon at the moment. I mean, considering like, well, says we've got 120. We need the cannon. We need it. We need that artillery. Artillery is the weapon of the gods, and we need it. Once I actually have the fleet assembled, then we'll move out into the Black Sea. I mean, we'll see what happens. Well, sorry, yeah. Is it Black Sea? There's a Black Sea, isn't it? Yeah, it's Black Sea. Forget the bloody name now. We'll see. Welcome. Yeah, we've just made it into 1852, and we've just entered into the early Crimean War, which is interesting. Yeah, naval invade Constantinople. Don't you scare me with things like that. It's not so bad, really. It's just a very granular game, really, I suppose you could say. It is nice. It just works. 16 times the detail. Fucking hell. Oh, fucking Todd Howard. Jesus, that game was a mess. See, this is the issue. The wine made me giggly. Well, very active Europe in terms of wars, isn't it? I mean, Rotterdam. I was going to break into song there, but I forget the lyrics. Yeah, Rotterdam is currently under siege. I mean, the Prussians have control of the countryside. I mean, the Netherlands is really quite... I mean, it's very populated. Very dense there. Like, Holland itself is like 12. Oof, that's a lot. It's going to take the heart out of the Dutch, really, isn't it? Yeah, basically. Okay. What does this bring to us? So their control of Singapore? It's a bit random. They've got more to worry about than the British holding on to Singapore. Delayed 2 days. Full rum, very nice. Well, it's like more detailed in ways. But then again, like, Victoria 2 is more detailed in other ways. It's like hard, really, to convey. Okay, the random Constantinople. Okay. What do you prefer from the war simulation point of view? I mean, I prefer Jod. Like, with Victoria 2, it's good and all, but the thing is, it's like, it's a pain in the arse. It's like, if Victoria 2 had the ability to actually, like, set armies to, like, AI control, that'd be really nice. Or at least, like, I don't know. It's one of these, isn't it? It's the same with EU4 as well. It's a pain in the arse to, like, wage, like, massive wars. Well, transcontinental wars, because the fact is, it's like, you have to control everything, while as, like, the AI doesn't. Pain in the arse. Right, so we'll go for a conservative attack and see what happens there, really. And the Russians moving into cars. Not yet. So a lot of supply there, that'd be very nice to have. Still fighting down here in Yemen. Got a decent amount of power now. How does the supply situation look? You get in there, get in some. Get it, boy. I'm gonna try and take the city. Though, saying this, it's probably better to leave these units behind. Right. Move over here to resupply. Okay. Yeah, that's true. And the Russians are here. I suppose it does make it easier for the British to engage with them. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens here. I think the good news is it's like the Russians do have a lot to contend with. So as to whether they move on us is unknown. Like, we did see some Russian naval forces move out from the Black Sea, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, maybe they moved out some decent elements of the Black Sea Fleet as well, which would be amazing. I mean, like in EU4, morale's really very important. Like, that's a big thing for a while. Even for the game, like, morale's a big, big thing. I would love a Victorian Total War. I mean, I'd love to see a new Empire Total War. I really enjoyed Empire Total War. But yeah, they're not going for that really anytime soon, are they, I suppose? I mean, like, the Creative Assembly team in general, they're getting very, very lefty, aren't they? They're getting very, very justicey, we'll say. It's one of these, really. I suppose as I've got older, I very much like steered towards like the miniature war gaming aspect. I mean, I was into like 40k when I was younger, and there was like a local games workshop, and that was cool. I mean, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It's like my parents would go out because it was in a shopping centre. It was in the Meadow Hall actually, which is in Sheffield. And so they'd go around and have a look around the shopping centre. Then they'd just leave me behind, like, well, they'd just leave me in the games workshop. And I was like, happy. Like, that was awesome. Really awesome. The only issue with that is it's like I made acquaintances, but I never made any friends there just because it's like it was always different people each time. And also I'd be going at different times as well. It's like, I always enjoyed it because I can remember, like, it was funny actually. I remember, like, getting out of the car and I'd have my games workshop, like, case, plastic carry case. And I remember like feeling so embarrassed, like as I was walking up to go inside the Meadow, to go inside the games workshop, and yeah, that was always like embarrassing. Yeah, that's cool, Doomsday. I live about 25 minutes away from it. I live literally 5 minutes off of Junction 38, I think it is. So yeah, there you go. I'm only so far away. Empire Total War was my favourite. Yeah, it was awesome having the fleets. Like, the guns were great. Yeah, very, very, very PC. Which is great. But, like, okay, just alienate your market, alienate your players, make your players like why does it have to be a political issue? Like, Jesus Christ. Keep politics at home, people. I've got your number. See, the thing is like I live on the border. Like I live in Barnsley, but I live on the actual border. So have fun. Okay, the war against Russia. The war score decreased by -1. It now stands at -1. Ha! I wonder why that is actually. Oof. To be honest, my little bro is really not at football. It's great. He's like I've rubbed off on him really. So like, yeah, I'm not really into football. I'll watch the World Cup, but other than that, I really don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's carrying on. Okay. Okay, so we took the region over here. It does have supply, which is extremely important. Attacking these pirates. Yeah, we captured 10 supply. That's very nice. Yeah, it's weird. It's like if there's like an actual historical precedent, then sure, why not? But it's like applying to like most nations. It's like the ones, especially ones that really didn't historically have that. It's like okay. Oh yeah, Divide Et Impera, that's really cool. I'll actually give that a go sometime. I play it every now and then, but that's a really good mod actually. I really love the fact that it ties the armies to the actual population, which is excellent. Well, to be fair, this is not so bad so far. The Russians aren't exactly in massive strength, but I'm not too particularly interested in attacking at the moment. I'm just going to gather forces, and I'd like to increase the amount of artillery we have, and we'll go from there, really. Right, so we'll have all this artillery in 9 days. Yeah, it's another 152 cannon, which is it's still not even that much cannon, but it effectively doubles the amount of cannon that we have for some of the armies. Like, yeah, 266 cannon, so another 152 cannon. That actually takes us to a fairly hefty amount of cannon, really, for the most part. We've got another 144 cannon, so we'll have I don't know, 600 guns, something like that, maybe by the end, which is actually not bad. That's actually a decent amount of cannon. Roman and Victor, indeed. I mean, if people want to become a patron, I mean, that really influences what I play. Oh dear. I found that... Oh, right, okay. I mean, it's one of these, isn't it? If there's a historical precedent, then sure, like, no issue. How would people rate Private Nations as a game? It's a good game. It is a good game. It's hard to say, really, just because it's like, I've never played a full game of Private Nations. I've played many full games of Victoria 2, but that's because Victoria 2 doesn't take a... Like, I don't have to age a decade, you know what I mean, to finish Victoria 2. But I like this game. I think this game, it feels like the more mature Victoria 2, really. Yeah, if I had a faster engine, that'd be great. I tell you what the amusing thing is, it's like, so I've got this glass of wine to my right here, and I was cooking earlier, maybe about 4 or 5 o'clock-ish. My mum pours me this glass of wine. I'm like, Christ, I'm not going to finish that. It's going to take me all night. I love wine. Like, I can drink wine like no tomorrow. It's like, beer makes me sleepy, but wine, fucking I'm wired. So it's like, I've got to really be quite careful with wine. Otherwise, I'll fucking never sleep. So yeah, still on it. A few hours later. XTRG will finish this playthrough before he's won. Ah, Christ, that game's gonna go in a while. I love it though, really. I mean, it's gonna be great. Like, I like to think, like, well, what's it gonna be like by next year or the year after? Like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, I mean, it's awesome to think, like, I imagine a lot of you guys actually did see the Great War on YouTube. Obviously, that amazing channel there where they obviously followed, like, each day, well, more or less each day. I think they did each day in the war or, like, each week in the war. obviously the First World War, and that was amazing. I feel like it could be something very much like that. Obviously for the Pacific War. So it is going to be each day, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, really excited. Okay, -2. Whoa. How does the development of land work in Pride of... well, it's like, for example, like, how it works is, for example, like, you have, like, let's say we've got opium over here. So I've only got one, I suppose, resource, 1 unit of opium, 1 unit of minerals, 2 of wool. So it's like, I could build, like, 1 opium field and, like, 2 wool, for example. It was like, fucking Britain. They've got, like, coal for days. Lots of coal. So they can build up. Then it's like, in example, in London, like, London's fucking ridiculous. Like, like, they've got all this industry. And obviously this industry produces stuff, so I'm jealous. Really jealous. What's the deepest end I can jump in? Does it take that long? There's a guy who does finish one of the Pacific Anvils Edition Leagues twice, I think. Yeah, I think I know who you're on about. I'm like subscribed to him, and it's like I really want to reach out to him one day, get him some like more notoriety. I always forget his channel name though. That's the issue. I want to play as Britain, but that looks really daunting. Hey, well, I mean, if you want to get in like real deep, then go for it. There's a mod out there to let you play as the Spanish. Like, playing as the Spanish would be interesting. I'm gonna have to bring the fleet home shortly to, obviously, well, I mean, it's a Cohesion Axe Killers at the moment there. Not seeing the Russian Black Sea Fleet, though. I was hoping maybe keep them out there about a month. I mean, this is it. They are out there 15 days, aren't they, each turn? Like, so they've been out there a month now. So no wonder. Yeah, Harplonk, that's it. I need to get in touch with the guy. I mean, like, I feel bad because it only gets, like, 1 or 2 views on each video or something like that. The guy gives a lot of effort. I need to get in touch with him at some point in the future. Try and get him some more, like, notoriety. It's like I'd really like to help him build with, like, the War Pacific community, really. That's pretty cool. Met some very interesting people from South Africa. They always have some incredible actual, like, experiences. Mostly bad. Mostly bad. But man, there's a lot of money that can be made there. Holy shit. Indeed, he likes to play as the Allies. I don't know if there's like mods to play nations like that. I mean, I know there's a mod to play as like Spain, but I don't know if you can play as like Greece or something. That's cool crap. So crap, who do I have to talk about to like get some farmland down there? Yeah, that's awful, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. Happy to hear about meeting a nice girl, though. Congratulations, there. That's quite nice. Well, the Dutch are still standing there. Typing rebellion looks to be spreading across China. Ooh, we actually seen a naval engagement there between 2 British ships, I think. Possibly 2 British ships and 12 Russian. Yeah, Malmo's fallen to the Russians. I mean, it looks like a lot of the Russian forces are in Sweden, which is understandable, which is fine. I'm happy with that. We've got to fight in Sweden, yeah. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Supposedly, like, the French and British governments were trying to get Sweden involved in the war. They were, like, offering, like, was it islands or something like that in return? Yeah, this island over here in return for joining the war. And, like, the Swedish king just, just kept asking for more and more. Oh, dear. Ooh, very nice. But that's not really a low price, is it? I mean, come on. The thing is that, like, well, the economy is still strong, which is excellent. The cannon has finished now, which is excellent too. So let's look at that. So that is, wow, that's 376 cannon. That is a lot of cannon. Okay. It looks like the Russian Black Sea Fleet is really not here. It's going to really... I don't know if... I mean, if they're here or not, that is interesting. Because if they're not here, it's going to give me a lot of possibilities. Are friendly forces here? Oh, these are wooden frigates, right, I see. I see. Right, okay. Right, so we're looking at an army about 96,000 men, so just, well, yeah, just shy about 100,000 men. I'm tempted to attack some of these forces out here. 75 days until we expand the fort, so that's excellent. I think building the forts was the right idea. It's interesting how the war has worked out. I suppose the thing is, like, I could potentially blockade the Black Sea. Like, if the Black Sea is not... If the Russians don't have the fleet there, that's great. I mean, I don't know where the Russian fleet is. Okay, I don't know where the Russians are. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to call it here for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm working like my old job for a few days about, so I do need to get some sleep a little bit earlier than normal, which is unfortunate. So I'd like to say a big thank you for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and of course, if you guys have enjoyed, please do consider becoming a patron. It does help me out, and there's some nice rewards available. So, what's to lose? A lot to gain. Nothing to lose. But thank you very much. It's been awesome. And I'd like to say a big thank you there to Tom. This episode is really here due to Tom. So thank you very much. Hope to see you guys soon in the future. And yep, at least we have a war to fight now. So things are quite interesting, which is great. Lots going on here. Have a beautiful evening and an even better day, guys. See you later. Have a great one. Until next time. Goodbye for now.